Welcome, everybody, to the Calling All Platforms Tech podcast. I am your host today, Caleb, and I am here with Mr. Logitech himself, Wes.
Why, hello.
And really peeved about gaming, Landen.
Hey.
And we are here to catch you up on all of the amazing tech news that has happened this past week.
You put a lot of thought into
that. Boy, I sure did.
You put a lot of thought into that.
Just rolling with it as it comes.
Mr. Logitech, I'm never going to live that one down. Mr. Beta.
If you could hear the conversation before we record.
You know what? I think it's better without context.
True.
Personally.
Anyways. Because we don't want to relive that.
So, we have some stuff that we're going to talk about, and let's start with Windows.
Oh, let's do that.
Microsoft. I mean, not just Windows. You can talk about other things, too.
I guess.
I could. Well, let's go ahead and let's start this off. Microsoft announces LinkedIn integrated with Bixby.
Yay!
Hooray!
That was an overwhelming
response. It's not huge. It's not. But
okay, how is this going to be used? I'm curious.
So, in quotes here, it says, "You now have access to LinkedIn's content and calendar experiences on the new Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus in newly announced Bixby."
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
So Bixby works a lot like any other digital personal assistant, and
except it doesn't,
because
it doesn't work.
Well, true.
Well,
but you can also access a full screen experience with content cards via a swipe to the right from the home screen. So you can. So there you go. If you want to use Bixby, you got your LinkedIn. So is Bixby's only on the S8 and the S8
the
Plus.
S8 Plus.
Yes.
So if you have an S8 and you are using Bixby, so that is like a small subset of the population already, and you also care about LinkedIn, so that's an even wow, just slices here.
And you use LinkedIn's calendar functionality.
That's an even smaller slice.
3 or 4 of you.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's even less than Windows Phone users, probably.
Wow. To be more than something. I feel empowered. It's amazing. But anyway, that's, I know, huge news. But if you have an S8 and an S8 Plus and you want to try this out and mess with it, you can do that. It appears that setup is pretty much automatic. You just install the LinkedIn app on your Galaxy S8 or S8 Plus and sign into Bixby Home, or Bixby Home will prompt you with LinkedIn cards when appropriate.
So I guess why is this Microsoft? Like, why are they the ones that are? Does Microsoft own LinkedIn or something?
Yeah,
yes,
Microsoft owns
They
LinkedIn.
do? Oh, wow, okay.
Come on, Caleb, get with the times. That was like a year and a half ago.
I was going to say, that was
Sorry,
huge news. They finally are starting to do stuff with it. That's the thing. Like LinkedIn finally got a Windows app for itself. So. like one day out of nowhere, I looked at my LinkedIn app. Yes, I have one. Just to mess with the whatever, and it changed like the tile, and I'm like, what the? And I clicked on it, and I was like, well, they really did stuff, but really it was just them making an app that made it look like it was an app, but it was coming from the Windows site or the LinkedIn site. But they did something.
Yeah.
And this is another thing that they're doing.
That's really random, though. I had no idea.
But actually, a lot of people do use LinkedIn. Mostly, it's obviously it's for people trying to sell crap.
It's professional networks and recruiters and, like you said, people trying to sell you stuff. Like I cannot, I have a LinkedIn page because I am a professional, and believe it or not,
professional. And please enlighten us what
professional writer. I'm a professional technical communicator. So I'm part of like this tech writer page.
He made it up himself.
No, that's what it says on my desk.
If it says it on LinkedIn, it is right.
And it's true. So anyways, I'm a member of this tech writer network on LinkedIn.
So
and I went on there and I asked a question about translation, I think like documentation translation. And I asked a question, got a couple of good answers, had a nice conversation with some folks, and then I immediately started getting spammed by emails, like with emails from people that were offering translation services. Like all they're doing is sitting on LinkedIn searching for stuff that has these keywords and then spamming the people talking about it with emails. And I'm like, stop! I wasn't even asking for translation services. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, that's social media is
It may have
amazing.
gotten better. I don't know. I don't use it very much. But hey, you LinkedIn users as well as S8 and S8 Plus users and Bixby users, here you go. Microsoft cares to do that, I guess. Anyway, something I thought was actually kind of cool in the Fall Creators Update, there's a feature. There's going to be more feature focus on the Task Manager.
Oh.
In case you don't know what that is, that's your Task Manager to show your tasks, Landon, and then if you need to take some
I
tasks
use
away.
Task Manager more than most things on Windows.
Hey, that's good.
Because it freezes all the freaking time,
if you've
and I
ever
have to
used
force close
Control
stuff.
Alt Delete, then you've used Task
You've
Manager.
used yep.
So if you've ever used a Windows computer, you've used Task Manager.
Or your tech person has used it.
That's
yes.
yeah.
Anywho, so
That's
people
true.
that do use it, one thing that they're going to do is they're going to do group processes, which is Task Manager now neatly groups processes under apps and services.
Yes, that's
Nice.
lovely, actually.
Which is
That's
great, because
Yeah.
you'll get some random, like, service,
yeah,
and you're like, I don't know
yeah,
what that is.
it's like you're just looking at the individual processes, and there's this one thing that's all like using like 80% of your CPU, and you're like, I don't even know what that is. Like, it says I started it, but what did I start it with? So to have it actually grouped by the executable that kicked it off would be lovely.
So I thought that was pretty cool, because I do use that. Another thing you can also do is power throttling. So with the Fall Creators Update, Windows 10 can now intelligently throttle CPU access to background processes in order to improve battery life and modern PCs. There they go, promoting battery life again. But it makes sense. So you can throttle that,
Yeah.
which is really awesome. Another thing that you can actually do now is you can now do GPU performance tracking.
Oh, just built into the.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I would always look at, like, my CPUs. You know, I've got a dual, but it thinks there's 4 because it's hyper-threaded.
Yeah. Yep.
Use that, so I would perform or look at that, or look at the RAM and everything else. But now you can look at your GPU.
Yeah. Well, it's like I have software that allows me to monitor the performance of my GPU, but it
Now that
shipped
it's
with
built
the
in.
GPU, so
Yeah.
it's kind of bloatware, and I'd actually rather it wasn't there. That's what I'd prefer.
Yeah.
So to have it built into the OS would be nice.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. I actually would like to use this once it does come out, because I do the same. I like to look, because I actually have the dual. I do the Sly with NVIDIA.
yeah.
I mean, the graphics cards aren't great. They're just, GTX 560s. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I still like to look and see and, be the geek that
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Well, and it's another thing too. Like, as soon as we can get the mathematical computational stress testing built into the Task Manager, then I can stop using third-party software at all to like verify graphics cards and processors and stuff. When you slot them in, you can just use that.
Yep, so it makes
It'd be nice.
makes it
Temperature
easier.
monitoring would also be helpful.
I didn't say about the temperature, but I'm going to assume that's going to be on there since they're...
This is my wish list of things.
Wish
that I would love to have integrated into something on Windows so that I don't have to download software in order to use it.
And there you go. And they're starting to, so I thought that was pretty cool. So that's what's coming on there. I do have some, I'm going to say some Xbox news, but it kind of falls under Xbox and the PC. So, but the first Xbox Live Creators Program games are now available. What is the program games things? Basically, it's anyone can make a game and actually put it through the Windows. Xbox Live enabled game, so you can turn it into an Xbox Live game on both Xbox and Windows 10, which is pretty cool. So the first wave of games to kind of talk about is like Animal Revivals, and that's obviously for both Xbox One and Windows 10. It's an action-packed couch party game for 1 to 4 players. Drop into the game and fight for the Animalonia's throne. Sorry. As one of the Fury contenders in different mini-games and locations. So kind of a fun little
party game.
Yeah. And most of these I was looking through, there's a list of them, and they are couch co-op.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So
that's probably the easy, because then you don't have to deal with servers, you don't have to deal with networking, you just right there on the couch.
Then
that makes sense.
And then Block Dropper, fast-paced arcade-style 3D platformer, Crystal Brawl, Gauntlet meets NBA Jam, and Crystal Brawl, a 2v2 capture the flag local multiplayer game that melds fast action with MOBA strategies. Kind of cool. They got, all sorts, like Cubic. This is like a puzzle game, Space Cat, stereo, aereo, things like that. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. And on the Xbox One, Microsoft has created a special creators collection section, so it's easy to find these games.
Yeah.
So
And also to keep them separate from the rest of the
obviously,
because that's the thing, like, it's really cool that they're doing this, and the easier that they make it for people to actually create for their platform, the more people are going to want to create for their platform. But then you got to watch out for what happened to Apple and what happened to Google and what happened to Steam, and they got completely inundated with crap.
Yep.
And how do you combat that once you have, and this is a problem that, Microsoft has not really had before, is so many apps in their app store.
People wanting to play software on their platform.
It's just so much crap.
This is a platform friendly environment, Caleb. Usually, I'm used to saying Landen, but
I'm just saying.
No, I know
This is a new ground that they're treading here.
it is.
They got to be careful because otherwise you end up with so much garbage that nobody's ever going to want to go in there.
True. I do remember that. Was it Greenlight with Steam?
Yes.
Like there were some
was
cool
so
things,
bad.
but yeah, it got ridiculous.
It's like it made it so that a few cool games were made, but then a whole bunch of garbage games got put on there too, and so you just didn't even want to touch it. That's kind of how I feel about the entire Android Google Play Store, if we're honest. Nothing.
It makes
personal
sense.
on them, but there's so much garbage on there. It's hard to find the good stuff.
I would actually say that with the Windows Store too, because I mean, there are lots of things on there, but there's sometimes I'm like, really, like there's a third party that made a third party app of Google Maps. Like someone had ripped a third party Google Maps app and made their own on the Windows. Like I know. Like I was reading this, I'm like, what?
Huh.
They're like, since we can't have the license of Google Maps, we just rip it off this other third party. Anyway, but yeah, there is a lot of that probably everywhere. But I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it can get out of control pretty quick. So.
Yeah. Did you have a comment, Landon? You were going to say something.
I was going to say, in Google's defense, they are making it a lot easier to know what apps are crap and hiding those apps. Even if they have the paid ad in the Play Store, they're making it so it is basically non-findable unless you were really searching for it.
Gotcha.
Well, that's good.
That is good.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better over the years.
Cool. That is really good. All right, the next thing of news is Xbox Insider program gets a bit more open. What does this mean? So basically, Microsoft, they had like 4 rings of being in the Insider program. One
ring to rule them all.
Well, that's basically what it is. Ring 1 was like the big one that you wanted to be in because you get the constant updates, the more features and everything, but then obviously 2 is not as much, 3 is not as much, and 4 is just kind of like a week before shipping this out to everyone, you get this.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it was. It was just ring 1, 2, 3, 4. And so what they did is they changed it, or they're going to change it, so that there's the ring, starting with ring 4 was the Omega ring. Obviously, on here, this is the least desirable one. And is open to anyone because on here it says it's not very interesting. but that's like, basically it's just like, hey, you get the feature just like a week or 2 before we launch it. Here you go. Then they changed Ring 3, which is Delta. They're going to call it Delta now. This is now available there. So now that you get stuff a month ahead of time instead of 2 weeks. So if you want to be in that ring. And then Beta is actually, excuse me, this previously was a closed ring, is now open to any insider with a membership time of 3 or more months and an XP of level 4 or higher. What does XP mean? Well, when I was messing with it, when you do reviews and you do tests and things when you're in the insider program, you get experience points. And experience points, you level up, and then you level up, you can do this, which is kind of cool because then you can, once you get into, say, this alpha ring, which is a closed ring, it's invite only. You're not getting in unless you are have the invite. But what's really nice about this is it actually, obviously they want people, they don't just want to give invites out to people that aren't going to, use the data or use that.
Yeah.
So this kind of they're like, hey, this guy's actually been on here for 6 months. He's continuing to give us feedback and support, so let's give him these updates, these features, these things to test out because we know that he'll do that. So it's kind of a smarter way. A lot of people aren't liking it because they're like, well, I want to be in it and, just because of new features, and this is just kind of Microsoft's way to weed out people.
Yeah. The people like me who are only in the Apple public beta program so that I can try out the new features and not so that I can actually help them test the software.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I am with Android
Yeah.
stuff too.
So
They don't want that. That makes sense.
and so one bit of information I thought was actually kind of, if you're looking to be in the Insider program, or you are and you're pushing and you're wanting to go through this, a couple bit of information here that I thought would be good is if you're trying to push for that alpha ring, one thing to consider is alpha members can expect 15 to 20 updates per month and 60 to 80 gigs of bandwidth usage.
Holy crap.
Beta members are looking at 8 to 15 updates per month and 32 to 60 gigabytes of bandwidth. And Delta and Omega members obviously have varied update schedules with fewer. So
I already have enough updates as it is using Windows. I don't need any more.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit. So if you're wanting to do this and you're wanting to push for that, that's probably some information you might need to check with a service provider to get these updates.
If you've got a data cap.
You're almost going to hit it on just updates.
Yep.
So good information there. Like I said, Microsoft, they're just trying to get more feedback because this is what they pretty much live on right now, is the feedback from people and people giving the feedback. But they don't just want people that aren't really friendly to give the feedback, because I've seen a lot. Like, I've been on the Sea of Thieves program, and there's people that they'll send out emails saying, okay, this is when the session is, and then people will write back, when's the session? This is BS. It's like, well, if you'd read. Like, literally, it's what it is. So obviously they just want people to actually test the games. So what's nice about this is, like, they're also getting game developers to do this as well. So obviously, like Sea of Thieves, Paladins was on one for a while, but they're actually getting more and more people to do that. So they'll test the games on Xbox or Windows 10 PCs to be like, hey, test this game out. Newer ones, I think the new Fable game, it's a card, basically a Hearthstone game, but it's Fable.
Yeah.
And that went into game preview and that. But games like that, they're just trying to push that. So if that's something you want to do, awesome. But also look at your data caps.
Yes, do that.
So anyway, that's kind of what I have there. I do have some gaming news, but we will save that for later.
Go ahead and wait on that. All right. Landon, go ahead and hit us with some Google news.
Okay.
Hit it hard.
Not a whole lot. It'll be happening later. But there's some rumors with Android.
Oh.
There's a couple tweets that happened this week from Android Police's David Ruddock and also Evan Blass. They're both pretty reliable sources on things like this. The Android O official release is supposed to be scheduled for August 21st.
Sick.
So that will be hitting Pixel and Nexus devices on that day or within a week or so of that day. Usually a day or two, but, you know.
So what's the big thing for this one?
Mostly, there's not a lot of really big things here. Like, not noticeably big things. Like, no huge UI changes or giant new features or anything like that. It's a lot of bug fixes, battery optimizations, just background things you'll notice them, and it'll make a difference, but nothing, like, crazy.
Quality of life.
Quality
updates.
of life.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe faster UI a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit faster, a little bit less memory usage, less battery usage, more efficient.
So all I'm hearing
Things
is
that
like
you want to see.
Yeah, things you want to see.
Yep.
So definitely keep that in mind.
Yep.
What date is that again?
August 21st, so
There we go.
a couple more weeks. Another thing directly related with Google is if you have an Android device running 5.0 or up, you can get the Google Contacts app. This was previously only available on Pixel and Nexus devices. Now it's in the Play Store. And so I think the biggest benefit to this would be easier syncing with your Google account.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have a third-party contacts app like the Samsung one or LG or whatever, it may not be quite as smooth.
Gotcha.
Well, so would you be able to sign into this Contacts app with a Google account that is not your main Google account on your phone?
Yeah.
So that might be another good use case for it then, too.
Yeah.
Because I've got 2 Gmail accounts,
Yeah, I've got
And-
3 on my phone, like 3 different Google accounts on my phone, and I can
Right.
sync them all individually or together if I wanted.
Yeah.
And I could even pull up, I can have it show contacts from one account or 2 or all or,
Right.
you know.
Right. So if you only have, like, if the built-in contacts app on the phone, like if it's an LG or something like that, doesn't actually support that, then this will. So
Yeah.
maybe that's the selling point.
Yeah.
Though it's not like they're selling it actually.
True, it is a free app. But so if you're interested in that, it is now available for any Android device running 5.0 or above. So that's the majority of Android phones
Yeah,
out there.
I was gonna say that's most of them.
Yes. If you have a phone that's 2 years old or newer, you're good. And well, yeah, most likely you're good. Now some just general Android news, kind of. Actually, this isn't really Android, now that I think about it. Samsung.
This isn't really Android. Samsung. Oh.
Well, you'll
Is it
see why it's not
the
Android.
phone?
Not the phone.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
There is an FCC listing for what is being called the Gear Sport. This is, from what it looks like, and what's rumored is that it's kind of a combination of the Gear S3 watch and the Gear Fit 2 fitness band. And I'm kind of excited about this because I like a lot of the features on the Gear S3, but it's a little more than what I need. And I like some of the features on the Gear Fit 2, but I don't like the look of it because it's just like your standard fitness band with the weird rectangular, like long rectangular screen and mostly, like what Wes has.
Thanks.
You listeners can't see that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but he has a Fitbit.
Yep, Fitbit Charge 2.
Yeah. So this is like the picture that was in the FCC listing is a round watch. So I like that. And I like the option of the more fitness features, but also heavy on the smartwatch features too. So I'm interested in this. People are thinking that it's going to be announced with the Note 8
That would
on
make
the
sense.
23rd, I believe.
Well, so FCC approval, if they're just barely submitting for FCC approval, that means that they're probably at least 6 months out from actually being able to ship any of them.
Darn that FCC.
So
Well, usually with
it's-
companies like this,
that's
it
true.
goes a lot
They
quicker.
can expedite it and stuff like that if you've got money in the right places. No, it's
Yeah.
usually not just getting the FCC approval, but it's because you can't actually start rolling anything out until after you have the FCC approval. So you can't start like doing production. You can't really, so you have to roll all that stuff up and get it moving.
Yeah.
But if I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Big companies have ways to circumvent the rules there.
Yeah.
But just the fact that it's just barely hitting the FCC.
Well, I don't know if it's
usually,
just hitting the FCC. It's just people are now seeing it.
well,
So it may have been there.
I mean, at least as far as Apple is concerned, anytime anything Apple hits the FCC, we know about it within like a week. Because
True.
there are
Yeah.
people that literally all they do is just sit and watch for companies to submit stuff to the FCC. It's
That's true.
Well, it's
weird.
a big thing
and
now.
the patent office.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, but so I mean, we're probably at least 2 months out from actually seeing any devices, I would guess, just based on the fact that we're just now hearing about the FCC approval paperwork.
I see that, but I still don't. I think by September it'll be for sale and
You
available. Yeah.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah. because it is Samsung and because like even Apple, I usually don't see FCC things for their phones until like the week before the announcement.
I bet in big letters.
They've had FCC stuff going in for 4. It was like 4 or 5 new devices went in July, I want to say, which would, end of September release date. Everyone assumed that they were model numbers for the new phones.
True.
But
I bet something that helps expedite it is that in big captions it says this will not catch on fire.
You would hope.
In the literal sense.
You would hope. Anyways, another one that was leaked a couple last week, a couple days ago.
Awesome.
Another one is a Gear Fit 2 Pro, has been leaked. This is not from any FCC thing. This is just leaked online pictures and stuff. It's basically a slightly larger Gear Fit 2.
Is it waterproof?
Well, the Gear Fit is waterproof. This is actually supposed to be more waterproof.
Oh.
It's a different rating than your normal
waterproof
IP68 or whatever it is.
That's like diving watches. You start getting into that stuff.
Now we got to do a quick game. Which one's going to have the best marketing thing for this, for waterproofing on this watch? Do we say Gear Fit 2 times 2 the waterproof, or what's a better marketing thing? I think that would be kind of fun. Let's get our brains together here. We should do the most corniest marketing for this.
Well, I'm thinking because it's supposed to have better support for while you're swimming, that's how they're going to market it.
Have you ever had your fitness band not support you while swimming? No.
Do you have an Apple Watch 1? Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking of something really good now. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Sorry.
Wes is excited.
Come back to me.
Anyways, it's supposed to be better sinking while in the water, so things like that.
Better sinking.
Gosh, the word.
Well,
not that kind of sinking.
I was going to say.
It probably floats.
This one will fall straight to the bottom of the ocean if it falls off your wrist.
Dude, it's secure.
It's made of lead.
If you lose it, your data is saved. It just sinks down to the bottom. Don't you worry.
Down. Nobody will find it.
Nobody will find it.
Another interesting feature with this is it's supposed to have offline Spotify support.
Ooh.
Well, Spotify support in general, but offline Spotify
Yes.
support as well.
See, and this is the future of iPods and stuff like that.
A watch?
Well, stuff
Yes.
like that. I mean, like, seriously, just offline support for stuff like Spotify, where you can sync it to a Spotify account, and then when, you can download playlists to it and that kind of thing, and even if it's offline, you can still listen to them.
Yeah, this is something we
That's
talked
cool.
about last week with
The week
or
before,
2 weeks ago when they got rid of the iPods.
Yep.
So
Spotify is rolling out support for that with a couple of different devices already. So I really hope that everyone will do that, because that would be awesome.
I imagine
want an iPod.
I imagine that any fitness device / smartwatch coming out in the future will have that.
Yeah.
If it's worth buying, at least.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, I'm pretty sure that the Apple Watch technically already does for Apple Music. But I would prefer an iPod that doesn't cost $350 and is a watch. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, it's the same thing with Android Wear, because, you can get offline music support as is now, just not with Spotify, just other apps.
Right.
Like, you can do it with Google Play,
Yep.
and things like that. So it's one of those things that pretty much any smartwatch out there now can do this. It's just Spotify needs to, allow it.
Well, Spotify and other third-party apps need to do it. And then it would be nice if we could have some cheaper devices that aren't watches. Please. Anyways.
See, for me, I just want a watch.
Yeah. I
But
just want an iPod.
I wear
it's
watches.
Kind of funny.
I wear watches. I like having a smartwatch. I'm not going to go back to a dumb watch after having a smartwatch. And
dumb watch.
Yeah.
Son, I don't wear watches, but I would love to have an iPod that actually worked with Apple Music. So
There you go.
Good luck with that.
I know, right?
I'm sorry for you. Just buy an iPod Touch
No.
and strap it to your
Still too
wrist.
expensive and big. No, so I actually busted out.
What time is it? Hold on, I got to.
That's kind of like how the original Samsung smartwatches were. Giant.
Yes, enormous. No, I actually busted out my first gen iPod Nano the other day because I've got my iPhone, dear listeners, my iPhone is with Apple having the Touch ID sensor repaired. And so I've got a loaner phone, and I don't want to bother setting the thing up with all of my stuff. And so I haven't put Apple Music on it and got set up with that. And so I was like, I need some music, need some tunes to listen to in my car. And I busted out my first gen iPod Nano, and I was like, I miss this thing, dang it. Like, I want one of those that just works with Apple Music, and I would use the snot out of that device. So
That would be pretty awesome.
I mean, Spotify is doing it, and Apple has shown willingness to try and compete directly with Spotify. So, hopefully. But we'll see.
I could see them... I don't know if I could see them making a device before offering support for offline music on devices. Which do you think would come first?
I think
Because, I mean, you can get Apple Music on Android,
yes.
and I believe there's offline
Yes.
support on Android.
Yep.
So I could see them just making it work on, and I don't know about Android Wear devices, but just
Yeah. Well,
those
okay.
type of devices.
Maybe Android Wear devices. And yeah, I mean, offline support on cell phones is already there. You don't have to have a data connection because the assumption is at some point your device is going to come back into contact with data. Cell phones are designed to work that way, and so you can't steal music like that.
Yeah.
The concern is that if they allowed you to put it on an iPod, then you would just load up a 30 gig iPod with 30 gigs of music, never plug it into your computer again, and you own that music now. So, they don't want to do that. I totally get that. So that's why they don't support current iPods. But just making an iPod that has Wi-Fi built in and that requires you to connect to Wi-Fi periodically to sync your music, that would not be hard. And they already do offline support for cell phones, and so the precedent has been set. And please, Apple, please. Because so there's actually a company that's making an MP3 player for Spotify, offline Spotify support. And it's just a Spotify MP3 player. Just like this iPod that I'm talking about. And that's kind of where I got the idea from. And I was like, do it.
Come on,
please.
Apple.
So we'll find out if that ever happens.
Yeah.
The thing is that, they might do support for Android Wear watches just because they already have the Android app and everything's already there for that. But that's just building off of the stuff they already have because they already have this like offline support for Apple Music. They just need to build a little iPod that can use it. So I'm hoping that that's what they do. 15 years down the road, I'm probably still going to be hoping that that's what they do because that's kind of how Apple works. You hope and you hope and you hope and nope.
And
never.
then you lose a headphone jack.
Yep. Though actually, to be fair, they, High Sierra is introducing support for external graphics cards, which I never thought was going to happen.
That is true.
And that was on my frickin' wish list for 2017, and I got it. So I'm encouraged. Maybe. We'll find out.
Yeah. We're going to have a show covering our wish list and see what actually happened.
Yes. Review that.
I need to go back and look at mine and see if I don't think anything's happened yet. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyways, last little bit of news I have. If you have a OnePlus 3 or OnePlus 3T, Android O will be the last update that you get, which continues to be the way that OnePlus does things because they're stupid. And it's funny because the people that buy OnePlus phones are generally like more tech enthusiast type people than non-tech enthusiast. So they want the updates, but I don't know why they would continue to buy OnePlus phones if they want those updates, because it's been this way since OnePlus has been around.
Yeah.
You get a year, maybe 18 months of updates, if you're lucky. And then you're done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, OnePlus just assumes that you're going to be buying a new phone every year. So what's the problem?
Well, with the prices getting higher and higher every year, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If they kept that $350 price point that they had with the first one, probably.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because that was a dang good deal. I remember the first OnePlus. That was a sweet phone, and it was really cheap. Now they're okay phones and more
a little
money.
Bit more expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
for a flagship device, you would expect more updates.
Yeah.
They're probably the worst when it comes to updates on a flagship phone. Worse than even Samsung. Well, I say that Samsung's gotten a lot better than they used to be.
Samsung has. Who's the worst now? HTC?
Probably.
It seems like it would be them. LG maybe.
LG, they've both gotten better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be OnePlus
It really could be. Yeah.
or Motorola. They've gotten
yeah.
really, ever since Lenovo bought them, they've gotten really bad about
Yeah.
updates. I'd say the best one outside of Google, obviously, is Sony
Oh. Yeah, okay.
or even BlackBerry for that matter.
That's true. Well, BlackBerry's
When it comes
basically
to
just a
security
software phone
updates,
now, so.
yeah. When it comes to security updates, BlackBerry or Pixel phones are the best option. And then just regular updates, probably Sony and then Samsung.
Well, there you go. It's good that
If you're
Samsung's getting
wondering.
better because they sell so many phones.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
most people that think Android think Samsung,
Yeah.
which is really unfortunate,
It
but
really is so bad.
that's the way it is. It's what happens when you have like 80 different options of phone to buy.
It's actually really sad to me because like everyone I talk to that has an Android phone and then complains about Android and will be like, "Oh, I would buy an iPhone, but they're so much money." And I look at their phone and it's one of the cheaper Samsungs. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "There's your problem."
And usually the thing they're complaining about with Android is something that Samsung
It's a
did to it.
Samsung thing. Yeah, it's not an Android
It has nothing
thing.
to do with Android. It's just you have a cheap Samsung phone.
Yep.
That
Yep.
sucks.
That Sprint convinced you was a good idea and you shouldn't have been listening.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. So that's all the news that I've got.
all
So,
right.
There
Good
you
deal. Well, we'll go ahead and do some Apple news then.
go. Oh,
Yeah.
So, in Apple news, apple pie. It's an American classic,
Yes, it is.
and it's still delicious. Okay, so
I'm not a big fan.
really, wow.
It's not. I'm not a really big fan of apples in general. And then apple
Wow.
desserts, not so much. I'll eat it, but if there's something else, I'll usually go for the something else.
That's
like,
crazy.
Like banana cream.
but
Oh.
it's an American classic.
I
You're
love
welcome.
banana.
Okay, banana cream pie is delicious also. Okay, so Apple Incorporated, on the other hand. So not actually a whole lot of news related to Apple this week. We did get another report from KGI Securities' Ming-Chi Kuo, who has said that all 3 of the iPhones that we are supposed to be getting this year are going to be available in only 3 colors instead of 4. We're getting rid of rose gold, is what it sounds like. And then instead of the regular gold, we are going to have a more coppery toned
The
gold.
pictures I've seen of it
Pictures look really
are
bad.
ugly.
Yes.
And I will say, pictures of previous leaked iPhone colors were not good either.
This is true.
So I'm hoping that it's better than the pictures because,
Yes.
like I said, they look
Yeah.
awful.
The renders are always bad on these pictures. Like the
Well,
colors
this isn't
just
even
never...
render. This is like the leaked
Well, it's
dummies,
right.
and the dummies always have bad.
The dummies
colors.
always have bad stuff on them. And then the few photos that we have that are supposed to be off of the actual production line don't actually show the colors
Yeah.
of the phone. They show like just the stainless steel trim around the outside. So that's another thing. We also had some photos leaked from the production line of supposedly iPhones being assembled. And from those photos, we are guessing that it looks like all 3 of the supposed phones we're going to be getting. So the iPhone 7s, the iPhone 7s Plus, and the iPhone XP HD 10
They
Special Edition.
sure better not name it XP.
Whatever.
That'd be a really
That would
bad
be a
option.
really bad decision, yes.
I'm still thinking Pro.
Yeah, maybe.
Or X.
Or X.
You know,
Or Edition. Or HD. I don't know.
10.
I had heard something. Some people are
7.
thinking they may go the way of the MacBook or the iPad and just stop with the numbers.
Just start
and have
calling it
the
iPhone.
iPhone Plus, and iPhone Pro.
Yeah, that
And
would
I
actually
could-
make
I
a
could
certain
see
amount of
that.
sense.
But there are some arguments against that for the fact that, like, some people like the numbering system, so you know exactly which iPhone you have because they had that problem with the iPad. It's like this is the
Yes.
new iPad, but now it's the old iPad because there's a newer iPad. It's like, oh, which one do I have?
Well, then it just, without Apple doing it, everyone else would do it. They'd be like, this is the iPad 2016. This one's the iPad 2014.
Yeah.
So they're
yeah,
going to
I mean that's how they've done it with MacBooks
anyway.
Yes.
for years and
Well,
iMacs.
and that's what they've started doing with the iPad too.
Right.
We now are into our second generation of the iPad Pro.
Yeah.
It's still just called the iPad Pro.
Yeah.
We have the 9.7-inch iPad Pro, the 10.5-inch iPad Pro, and the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and that's it.
And
You
I have no
identify by
problems
the
with
year.
this. I'm fine with taking away the numbers because
Yeah.
you're going to get to the point where it's like, I have the iPhone 26.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
it gets a little silly after a while. So it would make sense if they were to do that. In which case, we'd probably be looking at, like you said, this year we'd have an iPhone Plus, and an iPhone Pro.
I honestly think this would
That would
be
be
the
fine.
year to do it. If you're going to have 3 flagship iPhones,
Yeah,
that would make a lot
this
of
is
sense.
a good year to do a
Yeah.
good numbering change. And you could also do it under the it's the 10th anniversary, and it's just the iPhone, just like the original, and you make it it's a throwback thing.
It took courage to take away this number.
Actually, I keep waiting for them to do a courage joke like
Make fun
poke
of
fun of
themselves.
themselves, like, missed opportunities there. Anyways, so production iPhone photos suggest that they're all three going to be glass-backed phones with shiny stainless steel frames around the edge, and that the main difference between the 7S's and the new one is that the new one's just going to have the big OLED screen on the front. That's going to be the main apparent visible difference between the two. To me, can you really call it an S model if the entire freaking phone has been redesigned physically? That doesn't make any sense. So that's why this naming scheme change makes a lot of sense.
I think they could get away with it because going from the 6S to the 7, the only thing that was different was the antenna
bands. So it's it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I like the idea of them changing the naming scheme and just going with this is the iPhone, here's your 2017 iPhone lineup, here's your 2018 lineup, here's your 2019 lineup. I can keep track of that. I think that, most people that care to keep track of it can, and the ones who don't care are just going to be sold the newest iPhone by their cell phone provider anyways. So, whatever.
Yep.
They don't really care what the thing is called. So the last thing from Ming Chi Kuo and KGI Securities report is that they actually do expect all three of them to be available at the same time.
Nice.
So no delay on the new fancy phone with the OLED screen. They are saying that it will be incredibly limited in stock when it's released, which is kind of not that surprising. And then, production will ramp up over the following months, and so it'll be the kind of thing where the thing will open up for pre-orders and you'll try to pre-order it. And if you're not within the first
10 seconds,
20 seconds of pre-orders, then you're not going to get one for 2 months. But, that's
kind of expected, especially with a new, not necessarily a new device, but new thing with that device.
Yeah, like a whole redesign to the device that would be. I mean, even if they had just all of the stock in the world, you would still see the shipping times would grow really fast once you start pre-orders. So that's actually all of the Apple news that we have. We are just in the point now where
we're waiting.
Basically, all of the rumors have happened. All of the speculation has happened. And now we are just going to be sitting here, maybe getting rumors out of the supply chain as the things actually go into production until they are announced in September. So
it's pretty much how it is with
pattern.
Android as well.
Yep.
Waiting on Samsung, waiting on Google to just basically reveal their devices.
Yep.
And Microsoft's playing with Bixby. No pun intended.
Wow. That was amazing. Thank you,
They can't
Wes.
release the Scorpio. But no, we're going to go play with Bixby with LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I really hope
Shoot
those
me.
aren't the same two teams, though. I hope the team working on the new Xbox and the team working on Bixby LinkedIn integration are not the same team, because that would lead me to have concerns with one of those products.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we no longer have Cortana on your Xbox. You now have Bixby. Enjoy. And LinkedIn.
The Xbox interface is based around LinkedIn now.
Oh, geez.
That's your new social network. The Xbox Live app ceases to exist. It's just LinkedIn now.
Yeah. You're going to go try and play Call of Duty, and then Army recruiters are going to, hey, we need artillery people.
Notice you've been playing a lot of sniper roles here. Would you like to join the Special Forces?
I'm overweight. Sorry.
That sounds like it'd be a really good, old-time commercial. Well, hello there, little Tim Tim. Are you tired of playing your Xbox? Why, yes. You see that you've been playing sniper, and you really want to have the real thing. Well, just so happens, little Tim Tim, guess what? LinkedIn is now on your Xbox with Bixby. Bixby will inform you that there are plenty of sniping opportunities for you.
Jobs available.
Jobs available.
Start training now.
Start trading now.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
I can continue if you want.
I'm glad that we went to that place, because that place is hilarious.
Old school advertising.
It's either that, or you're going to wind up with LinkedIn being super gamified and have LinkedIn. You can get gamer points for
achievement
building
for 1,000 requests,
building your network on LinkedIn and stuff like that.
Minecraft meets LinkedIn.
You can now find a job with Minecraft Well,
Well, you can.
Job Edition.
Minecraft Jobs Edition.
Minecraft Job
Do
Edition.
it, Steve.
Oh,
You build your own infinite
Jobs
loop.
Edition.
Yeah, seriously.
Build your own spaceship campus.
Somebody probably has done that.
Oh, I guarantee it's
Man,
out there.
why have I not looked for that?
And you see... That's that Willy Wonka song. Something about imagination. Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Going down this rabbit hole.
So, speaking of LinkedIn and the Xbox, gaming news.
Gaming news.
I have some gaming news, so I'm going to go ahead and
I
start.
have a few, but I
with
bet we
gaming
have
news.
quite a few the same.
We probably don't. I mean,
Oh,
aside from I am going to mention the Overwatch Summer Games, but I'll save that till last.
I do have some Overwatch news.
Okay.
It's not Summer Games.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'll talk about this. Anyways,
Go for it.
let's start with the Overwatch Summer Games, since I'm already there.
There it is.
So I've been playing it. I really like their events a lot, and I've been really pleased with like the loot box changes that they've made recently.
Yeah.
And like how awesome that is. And so
Not a lot of duplicates.
it's amazing. My takeaways from the Summer Games thus far, the new skins. There are a bunch of them, and they're really good. Like, there's some really good new skins.
I really want Soldier
Not
76.
just the Bikini Widowmaker skin for all of you that are all like, that's the one he's thinking of, because it's not. Come on.
I want the old man Soldier
Yes!
76 one.
The Soldier 76
What is-
Grillmaster skin
Grillmaster
is the best one out of the bunch.
He's got a bear on his shoulder.
It's amazing.
Is it a super soaker for his gun?
Yes.
That's
It's
amazing.
beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful.
He's got shorts and
Yep.
and oh,
He's
got a,
amazing. I love that one.
what,
He's got the apron on.
apron.
What does it say on it? Oh, I can't even
I
remember.
think it's what Grillmaster or whatever.
No, it's respect the stakes or
oh
something
yeah,
like
respect
that.
the
It's-
stakes.
anyways, so
Love
that one
it.
is amazing. Close second to that one is the Mercy skin.
Yeah,
That's come on, Greek goddess. Can't
Can't think of
remember.
her.
That does
Can't
not
remember
narrow
her
it
name.
down.
Not really. No. I mean, come on. Only half of the Greek pantheon was goddesses. The other half were gods. So,
I mean, come on.
anyways,
But there was like a million of them.
yes, that's true. But no, a lot of really great skins. They also introduced a bunch of really cool emotes and highlight intros. The Farah dunking the basketball highlight, that was pretty awesome. And I hate Lucio Ball still. That's my third takeaway. I didn't like it last year. And then going into this year, they were all like, we made a bunch of changes based on feedback. And I was all like, oh, all right, I'll try it out.
And we made a competitive scene
And
for
I
it too.
still hate it. So I also am not very good at Rocket League, but I still, like, I can have fun with Rocket League.
Yeah.
Rocket League is fun. Lucio Ball is basically, like, take all of the parts of Rocket League that I suck at, minus all of the parts that make Rocket League fun. That's what Lucio Ball is. I don't like it, and I'm a Lucio main, so...
So what they need to do is bring the DeLorean from Back to the Future
That's
to
it.
Rocket League.
Yes.
Or to Overwatch.
I think the problem with Lucio Ball is that it's too slow. Like, you can't move fast enough. In Rocket League, like, there's always, like, you're going fast, you can accelerate, and then you can boost, and there's lots of ways to build your boost, and it builds very fast, and you just grab all the little orbs all over and recharge it, and you're always going really fast. In Lucio Ball, you can increase, you can bump up the speed a little bit with his special, but that has to recharge, and it takes forever, and when it's not on, you're just like a dog moving, like, really slow, and I don't really like it. So that's my take on the Overwatch Summer Games.
Do you know that you can wall ride and increases your speed ×2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But that only gets me around the outside of the pitch.
Which is where the ball
most
usually is,
people-
because that's where people will boop it to. It's like, oh, there's a side. You're like, wee.
Yeah, my teammates don't really appreciate it when I'm just like sitting there skating around up at the top of the like on the wall. They're all like, "What are you even doing, man?" And I'm all like,
Look what I
"I'm
can do."
enjoying myself.
I'm having fun
So-
over here. You do your thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Overwatch Summer Games still going on. It's going until the 28th or something like that.
Yep.
Of this month. So, got a couple more weeks going there.
Get your loot boxes. Are we still on Overwatch?
No,
Can I?
we can
Since we're
stay on
continuing-
Overwatch. Yes, let's do Overwatch.
All right, I just figured I didn't want to bring it up again
no,
later.
that's good. We'll keep going with Overwatch.
All right. So the next thing that's actually coming to Overwatch, which is cool, Deathmatch.
Oh, that's right.
is coming to Overwatch, both Deathmatch and Team Deathmatch.
Yep.
They're going to put that in the arcade to test it out, obviously.
Yes.
It's one of the highest requested things. I thought it was pretty cool. That's
I
coming.
I probably will not play it.
I'll
at
probably
all,
try it.
because the thing that I am worst at in Overwatch is,
Killing
killing
something.
people. That's why I'm a support main, man. I
I
don't
don't
kill
have
people.
to do that.
I heal people. I am the life bringer.
You know, it'd be really fun a deathmatch with all Lucios.
That actually would be a blast. Just poking at each other and trying to knock each other off of
And then everyone,
walls and
you
stuff.
can't do enough damage because the overtime heal just is higher than the damage output.
Yep.
That'd be a long game.
That would be hilarious. So they're also introducing a new map for this as well. That's like a castle or something.
I believe so.
I can't remember where. But yet again, another, like, they've picked a random country and said, yeah, we're going to put a map there.
Yep.
And they've got a map there.
If you want to see it, you just go to the Overwatch website. I think it's playoverwatch.com. And it's one of the big things on the news. And it's a video of Jeff Kaplan. I believe that's his name. And he just explains it all.
Yep. And I think it is actually already on the PTR. So if you've got a PC and you've got the public test region downloaded, then you should be able to check it out. Along with buffs to Roadhog and Junkrat and Zarya.
Yeah, I've
Maybe
heard those.
a couple of others.
The Junkrat one's ridiculous. That tire.
Yes. Well, and they've also changed his remote mine so that he can have like
2.
more of them deployed.
Yes.
Which is like
No, I think
the best thing ever.
you get
Or
2,
you
but
get
you
2
can only
to
have
use.
1.
They stack on top of each other so that you can use one to jump in someplace and then another one to jump back out, basically. Yep. Which actually makes Lucio kind of a dive hero, so that you can use him in a dive composition instead of just the more traditional defensive compositions.
Yep.
So we might actually be seeing a lot of Junkrat on like offense and stuff like that in the Overwatch meta, which is cool because I love Junkrat. He's so much fun to play.
He is. He really is. I got his dance, and that's all you need.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
One more thing, actually, Overwatch related. The Overwatch World Cup. The final stage was this past weekend, and the U.S. did make it to BlizzCon. Woo-hoo! So they are in the top 8 teams that are going to be competing at BlizzCon in November. So,
yeah,
USA!
But I heard the first team that we may have to play is Korea. So.
Oh, F. So,
we're going to lose.
We'll be getting eliminated immediately.
That's what I heard. Is I was listening to some other podcast they were talking about. They're like, it's great, but I think the first or second team that we're going to be fighting is Korea.
Yeah. Is it a single? It's not a single elimination bracket, is it?
It is.
It is a single
because
elimination
it's BlizzCon
bracket,
is only 2 days.
Oh, yeah. They really don't have time to do like a round robin, do they?
Nope.
Well, so yeah, U.S. made it, and will probably be getting eliminated like very first in the competition. So that's
Let's be
lovely.
optimistic. Come on. Maybe second? No.
I'm okay. So being optimistic about that matchup is saying that
They made it
the
to
U.S.
BlizzCon.
might actually be able to take a map off of South Korea. That's super optimistic.
Yeah,
Still
that is
lose
actually
overall, but
optimistic.
actually capture one map, even just 1 point. Like South Korea is so stupidly good. If they could just grab like 1
aren't
point,
they strictly undefeated through, like, no one's been able to take a point? Like, they just...
this year, so far nobody has been able to take a point off of South Korea. Now, to be fair, they haven't actually played any of the other top-seeded teams teams like in the top 10.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
They haven't played the best Overwatch teams in the world. And I really think that China is going to give them a run for their money. That's what I'm betting we will see in the final is South Korea and China against each other. Actually, they may play each other in the semifinals, and one of them will be going on to the finals. I'm not sure how that's going to shake out, but
crazy.
Those are, I think, I have now watched all of it, like the entire prelims for all of the Overwatch World Cup. I think that the 2 teams that are the best by far, South Korea and China. After them, probably the UK, and then Russia and the US are tied with each other, and then Canada is right in there pretty close too. And then there's France, who I think were really, really lucky to get there at all. I kind of feel like Japan should have beaten them, but whatever.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. So that is that all the Overwatch news you have?
That's all I got.
That's all I've got. All right. So I wanted to talk about another thing that happened this last week. So Hellblade.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Do we talk about other things besides Overwatch in our gaming sections?
Sometimes.
We try.
I mentioned one last week. No, so last week I was talking about Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. And I mentioned that I bought it. And I mentioned that from everything that I had seen, it kind of looked like very Dark Souls-y kind of horror, like really hard combat type stuff.
Yeah.
And I was going to report. So this is my report of Hellblade.
You got scared and stopped playing.
Pretty much. No, so that this game is
I probably would.
the most narratively immersive game I have ever played, like by a long shot. And I would say best game of the year so far at any price, to say nothing of the fact that it's only $30. Doesn't matter if it was $60. I still think, for me at least, since I care more about story than I do about game mechanics, best game of the year. And probably one of the most important games ever actually made based on its portrayal of psychosis, which is incredibly accurate and really effective at giving me, as a person with a healthy mental state, a good look into what that's like, trying to live with psychosis. That being said, the game is incredibly harrowing, can be extremely creepy, has a lot of horror vibes to it, but is more effective at being horrifying because it actually feels real. And yeah, it's amazing. Like, that game is, I don't know. I'm going to do a video review of the thing, listeners, so that you can get all of my thoughts on it and see some gameplay, though you may not want to,
because you don't want to see him scream.
You don't. No, I'll show you Senua screaming, which is much, much worse. It's a really, really good game, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who has heard of it and is even considering it. If you like stories in games, that interactive story experience, then this is by far the best I've ever seen and the most immersive I've ever seen. It's not VR. It's not like a huge 12-hour campaign. It's not a massive open world or anything like that. It doesn't need any of that. It got me into a character's head more effectively than anything else ever. Movies, TV shows, books, nothing has come even close to this. So, as far as the story goes, it's unparalleled in anything that I've experienced. So
Cool.
Really good game. They knocked it out of the park. I think it was fantastic. I hope that they make more stuff like this. I don't really think that there's room for a sequel for this game, just based off of how it ends, because not necessarily a real happy ending. But, something else like this. I think there's a lot of space in the gaming world for stories that are told like this.
I'll spoil the ending. The cake was a lie.
The cake was a lie. Oh, man, that cake. So, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, highly recommended. My full thoughts forthcoming.
Awesome.
That.
Very cool.
And where could they find your full thoughts?
They'll be able to find them on YouTube at the Calling All Platforms YouTube channel once they're actually put together and loaded, which will probably happen sometime toward the end of this week. That's my plan currently.
Sweet.
I have to get up the nerve to actually finish the final boss battle of the game, because I've almost died enough times that I'm pretty sure the game is just going to erase my save file if I die one more time. So I have to get up the nerve to actually just get back into the game and try and beat the final boss so that I can just finish off that last piece of the game, because that is one of the things about this game, is it makes you suffer for every step of every piece of progress. And it's really stressful and really nerve-wracking, which is part of trying to put you into the head of the main character, which is suffering from really psychological issues. So it's very effective. If you're really into games because of the gaming mechanics, this is not a very mechanically interesting game. I think that all of the mechanics are very well thought through, and I think that they all exist as service to the story. So again, if you love the story of a game, if you played Firewatch and you thought that was just fantastic, then you'll probably really love this. If your favorite part of BioShock Infinite was not zipping around on lines and shooting people with the fire hands and that kind of thing, but was in fact this really interesting psychological story, then you'll love Senua's Sacrifice. So
cool.
That's my short review on that. I want to talk about another indie game that is coming out on August 29th, and this is called Absolver. And this is my indie game spotlight for the week. So Absolver is going to be released on PS4 and Windows. It's going to be available on Steam and GOG.com. which is more and more becoming my go-to for buying games like this, GOG, because, you can download it once and then just copy it around to all of the computers because it's not DRM'd, which is fantastic.
That is good.
So Absolver is a martial arts-based combat game that looks really like nothing I've ever seen before. It's got a really unusual visual style that's not like hyper-realistic, but still really pretty to look at. Kind of think more like Journey on the PlayStation 3. It's more of that kind of thing, very stylized, but still really well rendered, really pretty to look at. A lot of people that have played the early gameplay of this game have described it as Dark Souls meets Street Fighter, which the fact that Street Fighter is involved at all kind of gives me hope that for button mashers such as myself, you might actually be able to play the game. But the fact that Dark Souls is involved, I don't know. Because that's insane combat. Just looking at the gameplay for the game, it really looks like it's got some mechanics that kind of strike me as being similar to For Honor, Ubisoft's For Honor that came out last year. In that, For Honor has these 3 different stances that you can use in order to attack from that direction and defend in that direction. And Absolver has 4 stances, but you can actually array your stances with different moves you're using in each stance and kind of build up your deck of moves. Their combat deck is what they're calling it. That way. And it's really interesting, in-depth, lots of character customization available there. The combat looks really well thought through, and that makes sense because that is basically all the game is, because it is an indie game. There's not like a big story campaign or anything like that. It's just you're a dude in this world, and you're fighting these other people trying to become an absolver or something, or you're trying to achieve absolution. And anyways, not real clear on what the heck the story is about in this game, but the fighting, combat, stuff like that looks really cool. If you do really like combat-based games and fighters and stuff like that, and you like to, get good at it and start stringing together these really sick combos, I think this game is probably going to be the best and maybe purest essence of that I've ever seen. Just because the combos look like the moves are designed to string together into combos that look like they flow really naturally and that just look really good when it's happening. So you'll actually feel like you're playing a martial arts movie instead of Street Fighter or something like that.
Cool.
So if you like fighting games, something to keep an eye out for. Absolver, August 29th. Again, 30 games because it's an indie, or $30.
30 games.
30 games.
Whoa.
$30 because it's an indie game and not a huge AAA title, and so you always get a little bit cheaper price on those, and that's one of the things I love about them. So something to keep an eye on. I probably won't buy it because I kind of suck at fighting games, like really bad. I mean, Senua's Sacrifice does not have complicated combat, and I keep dying, so probably won't get Absolver. But it's a really interesting game, and if you like fighting games, it's something that you really ought to look into.
Awesome.
So, that's all the gaming stuff that I had to talk about. Did you have more that you wanted to mention?
I do.
Awesome. Let's go.
So, who wants to return to the Caprulu sector? Well,
Yeah, of course.
I know that everyone else does, especially you old StarCraft people. Discover the story that started it all as 3 races. The mechanic... Let me start over. The mechanic... I was going to do this. I'm sorry. The psi-powered Protoss, the Insectoid Zerg, and the Terrans. I can't say the Mechanize for some reason, but anyway. Where they encounter each other for the first time. And what game is this? It is StarCraft, the original. It is now remastered and available to buy for $14.99 USD.
Which, if you never paid for the original game, is probably going to feel like a pretty good price.
Yes.
If you did pay for the original game at some point in time, you are probably going to be annoyed that you have to pay for it again. But
like me, I paid $20 and got StarCraft and Brood War. And I still have that.
Yes. On the plus side, you can still get that exact same thing
True.
directly from Blizzard
for free.
And you can play multiplayer with the people that buy the remastered edition.
This is true.
That's nice.
That's cool.
But also, the remastered edition, what does it give you? It gives you, obviously, the better resolution, up to 4K.
Yes.
So that you can actually...
Fancy.
Stuff will look prettier. The cutscenes will look better.
Yep.
The voices and stuff will sound a little bit less like processed.
Some big old
Maybe.
dog. Or what does he say when he hits the Zergling? What'd you hit, a big old dog? Anyway.
Some poor feller's dog.
Yeah. Did I
That's
just
a
take you
Zerglin,
back?
Lester.
Did I just take you back
That's
there?
a smaller type of Zerg. You won't find one all the way out here unless.
He's going to give
And
it to
then-
us. The
then
whole
he
Terran.
curses. Well, no, because the best part is just like right after that, there's all the Zerg, and I still remember the first time I watched this, like, oh, this is a really intense scene, and
You're
then
so
Lester's
immersed.
all like, I love you, Sarge, and Sarge looks at Lester, and you're just like, oh, and then they attack, and that was just such a great moment.
It was.
Blizzard has always had the best cutscenes, like just always.
Yes.
That is one of them.
I love
Thank
it
God for cold fusion.
too. Yeah. Seriously. It's about time. Sorry, Tychus there.
Oh, good old StarCraft.
Yep. So you can actually do that. One thing that's really cool is if, say, hey, you're like, gosh, I would really like to get my friend this game as well. You can gift it to them.
Hey,
Buy
there
it
you go.
and gift it, which is pretty cool. Same $14.99. So
There you go.
there you go. That's
That's
actually all that news I have. But I did want to mention, I don't remember if I mentioned it before or not, but you better start if you are a Netflix user and you really like watching Moana and all the Disney shows, you better finish completing watching those shows because they're going to
Yep.
be pulled here soon.
Yep.
And Disney's going to make their own streaming service,
Yep.
which is actually kind of cool.
Well, it's not supposed to be until 2019.
Right.
So we got a little while. And Netflix is in talks with keeping the Star Wars and Marvel movies.
Ooh,
Yeah, they'll
good.
keep
Okay.
that because obviously
good.
doesn't.
Is the Disney one just for kids?
Yeah, the
Just
kid
like for
stuff.
little
I
kids?
could see that, but and this is just talks, like I said. But
Right.
like I said, Netflix are in talks to keep those bigger movies, which, thank goodness.
I hope they do it because I really appreciate that there's all of these Disney movies available on Netflix. I love that. That's fantastic. But I am not going to pay another subscription fee for just Disney movies because I hate most of the Disney movies.
You know something? I heard a really good idea. Someone was talking about this. They're like, listen, I'm not going to pay another $15 a month for whatever, or $10. But someone was talking about, they're like, if they just partner with Amazon and with your Amazon Prime, because I guess I'm learning new things about Amazon Prime, so this is probably old news, but you can actually get your HBO stuff through Amazon Prime.
Well, yeah, but you have to pay the full price.
But
of
right,
HBO.
you'll do that. But with Amazon, I guess the ones that someone was talking about, they're like, it would be really cool if Disney would partner with them and be like, hey, your Amazon Prime is the $10.99 or whatever. Then be like, oh, you want to add the Disney movies? It'd only be like an extra maybe $5, and then there you go.
See,
That's not how HBO Now works, though, is it? Because
Well,
I think
no.
HBO
I think
Now, you
HBO.
have
I was
to-
talking about Disney, like would partner with it.
Well,
like
right,
that,
right. But I'm just saying that they'd probably do what HBO has done, where yeah, sure, you can partner, or they can partner with Amazon to deliver it through Amazon
Yeah.
services, but you'd still be paying the $15 a month
Yeah.
for it, like you do with HBO. Because
yeah. Well, that's HBO, and they're
well, if HBO has bargaining power in that space, Disney has all of the power.
yeah,
Like,
pretty much
Disney is
owns everybody.
the power. They kind of scare me.
But anyway, I just figured I'd let people know. So
Yeah.
if you've watched Moana plenty of times or not,
Yep.
there you go.
You ought to be deciding which one of those Disney movies on Netflix you actually like, and maybe buying them.
So we usually just buy the movies anyways.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
Because it comes with a digital copy
Yep.
and a Blu-ray. That's all I need.
And then
If I can get a digital copy, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
can watch it on
Yep.
any device at any time, offline,
yep,
not for free,
Offline.
but basically free.
Yep. So, but that was kind of it. I just wanted to mention that. I don't know if we did
yeah.
earlier. Or
No,
not,
I
but-
don't think we did, but that's a fair point. All right.
Yeah.
Is that all of the news we've got, everybody?
That's all I've got.
Actually, Landon had some news about Amazon Prime. I think he wants to share.
You know what? You can shut up.
He really does. Like, it's just flowing of excitement.
Nope. I'm not even going to share it.
He refuses.
He refuses.
He's obstinate.
You know, okay, I gotta explain. I came today and I was excited because I had actual gaming news, not just like Super Mario Run gaming news. This was legit gaming news.
And it is.
And they made me feel stupid
No,
after I told them.
you
so
did that all yourself.
No, that was all you guys. I'm not taking any. No, that was you. Both of you.
Okay.
I'm done.
So since
not bringing
guess-
gaming news to this podcast ever again.
since he's anti-gaming, I guess we'll
I'm
try.
not anti-gaming. I'm anti-sharing gaming news.
That's why we introduced him as the angry one at the beginning of the podcast.
Yes.
I was doing good. I had calmed down, and then Wes had to bring it back up.
I did. Right at the very end.
Freaking jerk.
Hello, Landon. Are you having trouble giving gaming
Again,
news?
I'm going back to what I've been saying. We need a new Windows guy. If you are interested in being part of the Calling All Platforms podcast, and you are a Windows fan, please email us.
Because we would like to see if there's any out there. Hey!
On that bombshell.
That's why if there
Hey,
is,
listen.
we'll take you.
All I'm saying is I don't have a lot of money that if I'm the only Windows fan here, they're making a lot of money off me because dang.
That's true. That's true.
Their
Just
quarterly
saying.
results do seem to be pretty well set.
I am one good cheese mover, I guess. Anyway.
Well, on that note, you can go ahead and get in contact with us about the podcast, any questions or feedback or applications, apparently, at contact at callingallplatforms.com. Is that the email that works?
Podcast
at callingallplatforms.com. You can get us on Twitter at CapTechPod. We're on Facebook at Calling All Platforms. You can also find our YouTube gaming channel on YouTube at, again, Calling All Platforms. And, of course, you can always leave us comments and stuff on the website at callingallplatforms.com.
And you can find links to all these places on our website as well.
This is true. We have links. We do not have a LinkedIn page, unfortunately, but as soon as they integrate that with Xbox, I'm sure we'll get one set up.
Oh my gosh.
That would be
And
amazing.
With Bixby.
and you actually can find us on Google Plus too, I believe.
Yes.
Is this true?
We are there.
We are on Google Plus, so if you have Google Plus, you can get a hold of us there as well. So, thank you for listening in. We will be back next week, and until then, I'm gonna say we're signing off.
See ya.
Bye-bye.